Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of Odyssey, Book 2, and I got up to line 388 here. So this is a fairly stock line in Homer. Douceto de Elios ski oon to te pasai aguiai. So we get two tets, so it's two things here happening. The sun set, this is an aorist from duo, aorist middle. So the sun set and pasai aguiai, all the streets, ski oonto, this is from a verb formed, I think, from the noun skia, which is a word meaning a shadow. So all the streets became dark with shadow. It's quite a lovely line, and it's one you'll see in various places in Homer. It's one of those lines that repeats itself from time to time. Kai toti nea thoen halade eruse panta den aute hop letithe ta teneas eoselmoi ferusi stesa dep escatie limenos peri destloi hetairoi athroi egerethonto thea dot trunen hekaston. So we've had that the sun set and all the streets became overshadowed. And at that time, now our verb here is a ruse. It's from eruo. We've got a lengthening here of the epsilon. Eruo is to drag. One of the meanings of it. There are several of these verbs, and this one means to drag, and we're not exactly told who the subject is. Presumably it's Athena, because she was the last mentioned person here. It could of course be this Naomon mentioned above, but I'll take it as Athena, I think. So at that time Athena dragged the swift ship Haladi to the sea. This is that house root and hala, and then the de, that old ending meaning towards something. So at that time then she dragged the swift ship to the sea. Etithe is an imperfect from tithemi, so she began to place en aute in it, that is on the ship, panta hopla, all the tackle. Now hopla in the plural, often in later Greek, means weapons, but here it's all the equipment, all the tackle, the ropes and things that go on these Greek ships. So she began to place in it, or that is the ship, all the tackle. The tackle which, that's the ta agreeing with hopla, which well-benched ships carry. The te is probably that generalizing te. Whenever you've got some kind of general, generic statement, Greek will often put a little te in here. So that which, and you can't translate it really, so the tackle which the well-benched ships carry. Stasa depicastie limenos, and she stationed it, from histemi, at the extreme part, the end part, limenos, from limenos, of, this is a genitive here, from limain, of the harbour, and the noble comrades all together, athroi. Now the verb here is agerethomai. Now agerethomai is an epic form from the more common ageromai, to gather. This is just another form of this, an epic form. So to gather together, and the peri means round about it, so it's adverbial here. So the noble comrades all together were gathered around, or were gathering, it's imperfect here, were gathering around. And the goddess, Otruno, this is without augment, it's imperfect. So the goddess was giving encouragement to each man. Caston. Enth out al noe sithia glaucopis Athenae be demonae prostomata Odysseus the oio, enthamenesteres epiglucun hupnon echue. That goes over the page. So there then, or perhaps a second time, the grey-eyed, again there's various translations, I just take grey-eyed here, goddess Athena, alla enoese, she gave thought to other things, so she turned her mind, her noos, to other matters. Kai be imenai, this is an infinitive from Amy Ibo, you just get the iota root, I, and then that's the menai's infinitive. So she went to go to the houses of divine Odysseus, Etha there, echue, and probably goes with the epi as a preverb. So there she poured sweet sleep upon the suitors, dative plural here. So she went to go to the houses of godlike Odysseus, and there she poured sweet sleep upon the suitors. Platze pinontas Chiron dec valley cupella, hoi de hudain hornuto cataptolin ud ar etidain ant. Epe spicin hupnos epi blepharois in epipten, auta telemachon prosephe glaucopis Athene, ec pro calisamene megaron nai etta onton, mentori domine mendemas de audein. Now the pladze is from plasdo. This is the imperfect here. The basic meaning of this is it has a wide range of meanings, in fact. It can mean to cause to wander, the basic meaning is to turn aside. Here it seems to have the sense of to bewilder, to confuse them. So she caused them to bewilder as they were drinking, and she cast, literally she threw out, she cast the cupella, the cups, from their hands. The neuter plural here. So she cast the cups out of their hands. Hoide, and they, ornunto from ornumi, well, has again a range of meanings, has the sense of set forth, they bestirred themselves, cataptolin, about the city, hudain, to sleep. So they set out, might be good for this one, they set out with the object about the city, so as to sleep, for the purpose of sleeping, hudain. So they're going back to their own places to sleep. Al ar etidain ayat. Now this is from Hamai, verb meaning to sit, and this is the third person plural. It's that sonant n that you get in Homer, this ending atop for original nto, and you'll see it commonly in Homer and in Ionic dialect. You'll see it in Herodotus as well, for example. So nor still, deign for a long time did they sit, since sleep, epipten, from pipto, imperfect, was falling upon their eyebrows, their eyelids, I should say, the blepharoi. So blephara, it's a neuter noun. I think blepharon is neuter. So sleep, since sleep had fallen upon, or was falling upon their eyes for them. But grey-eyed goddess Athena, the grey-eyed Athena, I generally translate Glaucopis as grey-eyed. There's various different possible translations for that epithet. So grey-eyed Athena then addressed Telemachos, we get this lovely compound ek pro kaliamai, which is, it's only here in Homer, and it means to call someone forth, and then it's middle, so for one's own ends. So she having called him forth, and then from the ek, the halls which are well built. Could mean well inhabited, or perhaps well built from the well, so calling him forth from the well built halls. Idomene, likened to mentor, we get amen and ade, both in body and in voice. So she's a bit of a shapeshifter here. Now she's turned herself into mentor, and she addresses him and says, Telemach edemen toi eoknemides hetyroi eat ep eret moi tain sein potidegmenoi homen al iomen kai deitha dia tribomen hodoio. O Telemachos, now you're well grieved. These things are greaves, the things that go around the legs to protect you in war. So you're well grieved comrades. Ayat, there's that ayat as we saw back up here, that third person plural. They are sitting, ep eretmoi, well, it's something like at the oars. It's an adjective agreeing with the hetyroi. You can see the eretmos root in here of the or, and then the epi. So your well-grieved Achaeans are now sitting for you at the oars. Poti degmenoi, poti for pros, and degmen from decamai. So they're awaiting your hormone. This is, well, it's a funny word. It means impulse, perhaps initiative here, waiting for you to set forth, to give the order. You could translate any of those really. So waiting for your initiative. Al iomen, now al often at the beginning of a clause or sentence you translate better as come rather than but. So come iomen is a hortatory subjunctive, but they put a short vowel here. It would be iomen, but they've shortened the vowel for the sake of meter here. It's from Amy Ibo, as there's the I, that's the only bit of the root you get, and then omen for omen. So come, let us go. Do not, let us not, another hortatory subjunctive from the tribo. Let us not delay the journey, it takes a genitive here, datha any longer. Well, for a long time, we'd say. So let us not delay the journey any longer. And hos ara phonesas hegeseto palas Athene carpalimos hot depeta met met ichnia bine theoio. Alta epe repinea catelophen edi thalasan, hurin epet epi thini care com ontos hetyrus, toisit de kai met eef here his is telemacheo. So just to translate that, so thus, accordingly, Pallas Athena, having spoken, Hageseto from Hageamai, she led the way, and Carpalimos is quickly, so moving quickly, but he, Bine, imperfect from Bino, so he was walking in the footsteps, meta ichnia, use a plural here, in the footsteps of the goddess. But when, now this is a luthin plus kata, this is another epic form. In fact, I think it's in the Eolic form from Aelthon, heiress from Erchomai. But when they came to the ship and to the sea, and this Ra here again, it's often hard to translate. It's almost as you might expect, something like that, but often just not translated, but that's the sense of it. So, but when accordingly they came to the ship and the sea, they found the comrades who are, well, long-haired comrades. Usually the epithet you get in the Iliad for the long-haired Achaeans. So it's having long hair, carry with respect to their head, is the grammar of it. Epithini is on the shore. This is from this, third declension noun, this thenos. So that, but then they found the long-haired comrades upon the shore, and this is a very interesting old expression. It's literally the sacred strength of Telemachos, and much has been written on the trying to explain this particular idiom here. We would just say mighty Telemachos, strong Telemachos, but it's literally the sacred. Is a word for strength. So the sacred strength of Telemachos, i.e. Strong Telemachos, met Eiphe, for Ape, he addressed Toisi them. And he simply says to them, Dute philoi, eia pherometha, pantaga ede athro en megaro, me te demoi uti pepustai, ud aloi dmo I, mea de oie muthon akusin. Come, my friends, hortatory subjunctive, let us carry the eia, this is the provisions, let us carry the provisions, neuter plural here, and for all of them are now, we've got to understand the verb to be here, for all of them are now athroa, alpha's elided here, well, it's together, perhaps assembled might be good here. They're all assembled in megaro, in the hall, but my mother, the mother for me, uti pepustai, this is the perfect from pun thanamai, to perceive. So it's irregular, perfect here. Pun thanamai, to perceive. So my mother has not perceived anything. So she doesn't know anything about this, nor the other female servants, the demoi, but one female servant, Mia, one of them, Oye alone, Akusen, without augment here, has heard Muthon the story. And that was the little next section of Book 2.